I'm Captain John Hotz with the Missouri State Highway Patrol. I'm here to discuss revised Missouri Statutes 307.178 and 179. Missouri seatbelt, child restraint, and booster seat laws require children under the age of 8 to be in an appropriate child safety seat or booster seat unless they weigh 80 pounds or are 4 feet 9 inches tall. The law progresses with the child as the child gets older to help prevent ejection in the event of a traffic crash. By keeping the child inside the car, they get the benefit of all the additional safety features available in modern automobiles. Children less than 4 years of age or less than 40 pounds must be in an appropriate child safety seat. We recommend the child be left rear facing until the maximum weight of the seat before the child turns around forward facing. Keeping the child rear facing helps protect the child's head, neck, and spinal column. Once they reach the maximum rear facing height or weight of the seat, they can be turned around forward facing. Children ages 4 through 7 who weigh at least 40 pounds must be in an appropriate child safety seat or booster seat unless they are 80 pounds or 4 feet 9 inches tall. The law also allows for parents to keep a child in a child safety seat for as long as the seat allows before moving to a booster seat. That's why you see the wording appropriate child safety seat or booster seat in the statute. Children 8 or over or weighing at least 80 pounds or at least 4 feet 9 inches tall are required to be secured by a safety belt or booster seat appropriate for that child. This portion allows children to graduate to the adult lap shoulder belt at age 8 or 80 pounds or 4 feet 9 inches in height. Again, whichever comes first. The wording also allows parents to keep children in a booster seat until they reach the maximum weight or height requirements suggested by the manufacturer. Some booster seats will accommodate a child up to 120 pounds. Safety belt and child safety seat use for children under age 16 is a primary enforcement law. This means you can pull someone over for no other reason than for a seat belt or child restraint violation for a child that is under 16 years of age. Violation of this law is an infraction with a fine of up to $50 and court costs. Children under 18 are not allowed to ride in the unenclosed bed of a pickup truck. If a driver receives a citation for violating this law, there are provisions that require a judge to dismiss or withdraw the citation if they provide evidence they have purchased a child safety seat or booster seat. Although that might be frustrating to some, the goal is to get more kids in child restraints and booster seats. It is critical that we continue to educate the public about this law and get more children in booster seats. We realize there are challenges to enforcing this law. The biggest one for law enforcement is how to gauge a child's height, weight, or age while roadside. Here are some tips you might find helpful. Ask the child their age instead of the adult. See if the child sits properly in the vehicle seat. Is their back against the vehicle seat? Do their knees bend comfortably over the edge of the seat? Does the lap portion of the belt fit over the child's hips rather than their abdomen? Does the shoulder portion fit across the chest and not on the neck? If all these indicators are present, the child is probably tall enough to wear an adult lap shoulder belt. It is recommended that children 12 and under be properly restrained and ride in the back seat. There are some exemptions to the law that you need to be aware of. While we aren't promoting the use of these exemptions, we do not want to penalize anyone in these situations. Booster seats are designed to be used with a combination lap and shoulder belt and should never be used with a lap belt only. If the vehicle only has a lap belt, the law provides an exception to booster seat use. The child will be allowed to ride in the back seat with the lap belt only when there are no other lap shoulder belts available for use with the booster seat. While this is not safe for the child, the law does allow it. When transporting children in the immediate family, the family has more children than there are seating positions and safety belts. Unbelted children must ride in the back seat unless the vehicle only has one seat, such as a pickup truck. This part of the law was modified to prohibit people from transporting groups of children when they cannot be properly restrained, such as sports teams, etc. Public carriers for hire are exempt from the law. That would include taxi cabs, city buses, tour buses, etc. Daycares and churches, for example, would not be exempt because they are not in the business of transporting children for hire. The law also does not apply to children 4 years of age or older who are passengers on a school bus. It is important to remember that school buses are designed differently and are compartmentalized for purposes of safety. Vehicles used by daycares and churches do not meet the definition of school buses, therefore they would not be exempt. I realize that most officers are not certified child passenger safety technicians, but they will often be asked questions about child restraints. While the side of the road is no place to perform a car seat inspection, I would recommend moving to a safe location before looking further at the child restraint. There are 5 quick steps to determine if the car seat is being utilized properly. We will look at selection, direction, location, harness adjustment and fit, and installation. The first step is selection. Is the car seat appropriate for the child's weight, height, and developmental level? The car seat should fit the caregiver's vehicle, and it should be one that can be used correctly every time. The second step is direction. Is the child restraint facing the proper direction in the vehicle based on the child's age, height, or weight limit allowed by the car seat manufacturer? It is recommended that the child remain rear-facing until the maximum height or weight of the car seat. Many rear-facing car seats can be utilized until 30 to 35 pounds, and some convertible seats can go as high as 45 pounds facing the rear. Once the child exceeds those limits, they should be turned around forward-facing and restrained with the 5-point harness system until they reach the upper height and weight limits in the forward-facing position. Many of these seats have a maximum weight of between 50 and 80 pounds. Both the maximum height and weight are listed on a label found on the side of the seat. Once they have exceeded those requirements, they are ready for a belt positioning booster seat. The third step is location. The center rear seating position is the safest seating position because it is typically furthest from the point of impact from any direction. That is not always a possibility though, depending on the type of vehicle seats and the number of other passengers in the vehicle. The vehicle seat must face the front. No side-facing jump seats may be used. Consideration should be given to airbag locations, and the owner's manual for both the vehicle and the child restraint should be consulted before the seating position is determined. The fourth step is harness adjustment and fit. The child should sit with their back and bottom against the restraint. The rear-facing occupants, the harness strap should be at or below the child's shoulders in accordance with the owner's manual. For forward-facing occupants, the shoulder strap should be at or above the child's shoulders, again in accordance to the owner's manual. The harness should be snug so that no excess fabric can be pinched at the shoulder. The harness retainer clip should be at armpit level. There should not be any additional padding added to the seat if it did not come from the seat or is not approved by the child restraint manufacturer. The fifth and final step is installation. A correctly installed car seat should move no more than 1 inch side to side or front to back when tested at the belt path. The seat may be installed with a seat belt or lower anchors as long as they do not exceed the lower anchor use rate, which is usually about 65 pounds. When the seat is facing forward, the top tether should also be utilized. The child restraint will have specifically marked belt paths for rear or forward-facing use. If the seat moves more than allowed, the seat belt or latch has not been tightened enough. It may be as simple as switching the retractor over and retightening the seat belt. If the seat is rear-facing, the recline indicator should be followed in accordance with the owner's manual to make sure the child's head does not fall forward and block the airway. Many forward-facing convertible seats also have some type of level indicator as well. Make sure the vehicle seat allows at least 80% of the restraint to rest on it, and make sure the front vehicle seat does not force the restraint out of the level position. Finally, a car seat should generally not be installed with 2 seat belts or a seat belt as well as the lower anchors. These quick steps are not designed to make you a certified child passenger safety technician. They're simply designed to help you out on vehicle stops. Transporting children safely in a safety seat or booster seat can be a complex issue. You may receive or encounter some very technical questions. In those instances, please refer parents or caregivers to child passenger safety technicians in your area. To locate a technician, please visit www.nhtsa.dot.gov or www.seatcheck.org.